Distinguished members of the Academy. My name is Golfhouse, and we're back on the mostly harmless SMP server. When last we spoke, we went to the Nether. Since we last spoke, I've gone ahead and fleshed out our Nether portal a little bit. We've got uh, the double staircase entry here. I've added a lava feature. I've protected the lava feature, partially from players, but mostly from sheep. Because sheep are cute, but they're dumb, and they would walk right into that. It's not completely finished. I'm still trying to kind of figure out what I want to do here in the front. I was thinking about bringing the netherrack out some and doing all that, but for the time being, at least, it's very functional, and it's gotten some rave reviews from some of the other people on the server. So I'm pretty pleased with the way that this has turned out. There have been some other big changes on the server. Knackjack has gone through and replaced the little country path that I had here uh, because he didn't like it, and really neither did I. It just wasn't working for me. So he's replaced it with this nice stone brick path. He's got some netherrack up there on fire. He's built a little water feature. He's got some signs over here, pretty much saying that we could do whatever we wanted to do with the centerpiece of this fountain, that he didn't want to do the whole thing by himself. I've left my own vote. I want to reserve this space for beacons, and then as a group we can all fight withers to get those beacons. That's going to be a bit of ways down the road, though. Um, so it's probably good to reserve that space now. Knackjack has also gone and built this kind of meandering path. It's looking really good, coming up the mountain here, off to the side, around this bit, kind of around the back of my house, and then back up here and out into this nice open area. And I've gone ahead and suggested that we turn this area into a tree farm, just because it's pretty big, pretty flat, and that way we have a dedicated space for that sort of thing. We also have a new server member. This is WTF's house, and she's just gotten started, so she still has a grass floor, still has some dirt walls, but she's making some pretty good progress. She's building out here uh, right across from the spawn area. She's pretty much my next door neighbor. Somebody might come along later on and knock this down and build up there, but we'll see how that goes. But she's our new neighbor, she's our new server member, and you can see off in the distance there that Babylon Slim has been working hard on his house. His house is looking pretty spiffy, and yeah, things are going great here on the server. So in today's episode, what I wanted to do was to build a strip mine. And I wanted to build a strip mine because we've got a whole bunch of kind of haphazard mines. We've got a community mine. Several players have their own little kind of personal staircases down to mines that they've been working on. And it's kind of making the area underneath spawn look a little bit like Swiss cheese. So I was going to put together a nice little community strip mine for us to all use to gather our materials, and it was going to be away from the hills because that's where the silverfish are. It's going to be out into the plains that are opening up every day, and it was going to be grand. And I got a whole bunch of that recorded, and then my computer crashed. And when I say it crashed hard. I couldn't even get the computer to boot up without getting a whole bunch of flickering blue screens of death and the computer shutting down. I ended up having to completely reinstall Windows, which of course meant that I lost all of that footage. It was not a pleasant time to be me. So anyway, I did kind of give some thought to kind of patching this over and kind of starting again, but I just don't have the time for that. So here's what we've done. I've got this little bit of a pattern here in the floor. I think it looks good. I played around with a couple of different things and I like it. I like the polished granite up here. Still need to work on the walls a bit. Um, you can see the granite in full force here. I still need to figure out what I'm doing here on these walls. But this goes all the way down to level 7. And here we've got a sign because this is where I believe slime chunks are. I believe slime chunks are here and in the next chunk over. Now slimes spawn below level 40, and this is level 40 right here. So at some point today, I think what we're going to do is kind of carve out the area back there and see if I'm correct about those being slime chunks. Because we could use slimes a lot here. We could use leashes, we could use sticky pistons, and then of course we could use those trampoline slime blocks. There's a little bit of lava back there that I heard while I was excavating, and if we keep going down, you can see that I still have a little bit of work to do here, getting the center wall done, but this is our strip mine. I also still need to build some staircases to get up to these levels, kind of carve out the top a little bit. But yeah, we've got right now at least 15 potential mine shafts for us to go into to gather materials. If you go straight in this direction, it does not take you into the hills, it takes you out into the plains, which is what you want in a strip mine. You don't want to have to deal with the occasional silverfish. So yeah, this whole project took me a couple of days to do. I was recording along the way, having a great old time, and all of that footage has just been lost to the ether. Sad, really. We don't have time to wallow in what could have been, though. We have work to get done. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to lay down. What is that guy doing? It's just falling down the stairs. I'm just going to go ahead and finish up our tasks here, laying down stone brick, along with the occasional wood. I think I've been going 1, 2, 3, and then putting wood down, just to give it a little bit of texture, a little bit of depth. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this, and then we'll start working on those walls over there. I have no idea what design I'm going to use for those, so I'll have to come up with something. Do you hear that? That is a good sound. So I'm almost done with the floors and the walls. If we come down here, we see the last little bit of wall that I have to do is here, and then that gets us down to the bottom. I have a design in mind for these side walls, and I think what I'm going to do is just a real simple kind of ovally pattern using the spruce and then maybe using some birch wood, because ever since we've been on this server we have not used birch wood very much at all. The times that we have used it, we've ended up pulling it out and putting spruce in instead. And maybe that'll happen here, but I want to give birch another chance to feature in one of our builds. So let me go ahead and gather some birch trees and get some potential designs up on these walls, and then we'll almost be ready to call this project done. Okay, I think I've got our strip mine mostly done. So I've gone ahead and I've named it and I've told people what they need to do. Um, our walls here, I went ahead and did some kind of abstract art with these. I didn't find a whole lot of inspiration for a common pattern, so as we go down you'll see each pattern is slightly different. I did not do this one because this is going to be our entrance to the slime area, and I don't think we're going to get to that in this episode. That will probably be in the next episode. As you can see, by the time I got down here, I was really running out of ideas. Down here, of course, is my little GH, which you've probably figured out what that stands for. My favorite soap opera, General Hospital. And down here towards the bottom, this is a sheep. If you squint your eyes really close together and kind of turn your head a little bit, I promise you can see it. And then we get down to the mine itself. So I went ahead and I drilled back a ways. I know I've got some exposed iron here. I'll get that a little bit later. But now we finally have access to all of the different potential mine shafts here. We come up here and that gets us access to this. I haven't done anything with this wall, and you see I've got some gold over there, because I'm going to be going up a little bit higher. I'm going to be taking this up to probably level 15 or 16. We're only on level 9 right now, so there's still plenty of room to grow in an upward direction before we have to worry about going out anymore. But as we start to use up all of these shafts here, we'll take the torches and we'll put them on the ground. We'll kind of do something like this when we start mining, and then that way we'll know from down there which mines are in use and which ones haven't been used yet. While I was down in the mines, Knackjack came along and built some stables for everybody. So we've got a couple of stables here. I'm not sure which stable is his. I think it's this one with the grass. But I know that that Jack has claimed one of the stables. I don't know if we'll claim one or not. We still don't have any horses on the server. Any horses that we have are on the other side of the world border. But we'll probably claim one of these stables and maybe put some sheep in there. While I was building the staircase down to the mine, I ran out of granite. So I asked some of the people on the server if they had any that I could use for the build. And then this happened. I believe this is courtesy of Babylon Slim and Laura Ellen. The sign obviously indicates my need for granite, and I'm told that this little guy's name is Derek. Kind of looks like a Derek. Anyway, I don't know why I'm the one that always has this stuff happen to him, but okay. At least it's free granite. I'm going to go ahead and take this down, and we're going to move on with things. So I think that's going to do it for this episode on the Mostly Harmless server. We got a lot accomplished. We pretty much got our mine finished. We took down our abstract art that was given to us. And yeah, I think we are in a good position here. This is a little bit shorter of an episode than I usually put out, but losing the contents of my hard drive and having to reinstall Windows was a bit of a setback that we had to overcome. But we've done it, and we're back in the swing of things. And I think in the next episode, we are going to take on this slime farm challenge here. Building that out, we've already seen confirmation that slimes do spawn in these chunks. We've heard them for ourselves, and we're going to go ahead and do some kind of a slime farm design, probably something basic. We don't need that many slimes, although those trampoline blocks are going to be pretty nifty. So that's what we're going to tackle in the next episode on the server. Hopefully you've enjoyed this one. If you have, go ahead and hit the like button. If you've really liked it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you really like me, stalk me on social media. I'm darn near anywhere. And until next time, my name is Golfhouse. This has been Mostly Harmless. It's an honor just to be nominated.